Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Hot Drops, episode number 11, an entertainment-based podcast where we get together to discuss the hottest video games, movies, TV, anime, and everything in between. My name is Dylan. I'm one of your hosts, always accompanied by my co-host, Josh. You can find us on almost all streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Make sure you're following us on our social media pages or subscribe to our YouTube so you don't miss out on any of our giveaways. We aim to do at least one giveaway a month, so don't miss out on your chance to win some free stuff. Although we are very aware that those who are following, we are about a month behind. Sorry about that. Some things got hectic. 2020. I'm not going to get much further into that. You know the deal. You can find us on Twitter at hot_drops_pod, Instagram at hotdropspod, and YouTube just by searching Hot Drops under channels, and we're the first one to pop up. You can find links to everywhere else we're available in our bio and our description. Real quick, before we jump into today's review, I wanted to announce our makeup giveaway. We're going to be giving away 2 copies of Cyberpunk 2077. So we're going to be giving away 2, one winner for December and one winner for November. But basically we're going to be giving away 2 copies so that you can make sure you're playing Cyberpunk 2077 on launch. So the rules, all you have to do is follow us on Instagram at hotdropspod. You could cut that stutter out, Josh. You can follow us on Instagram at hotdropspod. Like the episode, so it's going to be episode number 11, and we'll post about it as soon as it goes up, and probably by the time you're listening to this it'll be up. And then just tag a friend or family member. So again, the rules are simple. Follow us on Instagram at hotdropspod, like our most recent post about the episode, and tag a friend or family member. That way we can count the votes and pick a winner. The winner will be announced December 9th, the day before the game releases, so you can enjoy it on launch day. We will be announcing it via Instagram, so keep an eye on our page. Hit us with a follow or don't. But if you want to win, get that follow. Otherwise, we'll be including the winner during the episode that will be dropping later that week. Again, we're going to be giving away 2 copies of Cyberpunk 2077, so don't miss out. All right. Today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PlayStation 5. Josh, where were you at? Where were we at when we were leading up to this, the hype and the expectations?
I want to say, at least for me, I was mad hype, but don't get me wrong, but I was also just trying to, we were just worried about that PlayStation 5 coming to our front door, so that day was I was just stressed out those couple days. It's like, when's it gonna come? And also if my delivery driver was gonna steal my specific, he had a selection because those FedEx trucks were stacked with PlayStation 5s.
Oh yeah.
But I was just stressed that day. I feel like the stress block the hype more because I was just trying to it's that reverse psychology thing where you're like, I'm not gonna get it today, so I was trying to keep it on the low, not get too excited, so in the case that I got disappointed. But when it finally arrived, I was at work, I was 4 hours into my shift, so I had another 4 hours till I got home. I remember it saying it got delivered, and I was sitting there, I was I looked at my coworkers, I was like, it's here, boys, it's here. I was hyped. I was just ready to get home and play Spider-Man. So
or anything really, whatever you could, right?
Yeah, pretty much anything. I was just ready. I was ready. I've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this.
We definitely have, and I definitely relate to that feeling of, 1, am I going to get it on launch day, and 2, the second barrier is my driver. I think mine was mine was Amazon. I was like, is my forces? Amazon yeah, is my Amazon driver ratchet and he's gonna hop off with this? It's gonna say delivered and the picture is gonna be there, but it's not gonna be there.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was very stressful. I actually had that day off and I saw I saw the angel walking up to my steps to my apartment. I literally was like watching out the window, bro. I was like, damn, bro, it's real, it's here, and I'm so glad we got him at launch.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think leading up into Miles, dude, I don't think I just remember when they announced it, right? It was during the PlayStation 5 price reveal, or at least the console reveal before the
Uh,
price. One of the state of plays.
yeah, I
I'm
think
pretty sure we
it
talked about it.
was the reveal, but then it was like before. It was like because the reveal was at the end of the
Yeah, but
event.
no price yet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they just revealed the sexy console and
Hmm.
stuff, and but I remember specifically when after it opened with GTA 5, which was really questionable still. I remember it went right into Miles, and then at first everyone watching probably like, what the hell is this? And then I saw the black and red webbing. I'm like, no way, this is Spider-Man 2, like
Yeah.
straight sequel to 2018 Spider-Man, which I'm personally a huge fan of, and I think you are too. You like
Yes,
that game, right?
sir.
Um, and then come to find out, it's a standalone experience, not necessarily a sequel, but it does pick up after the story, and it's just events after. So it is. It's still a full game for sure. It's not DLC, and it's a little less in regards of time, and probably a little less content, but I think that it still stands on its own. Like you could just play this and watch a YouTube video of Spider-Man 2018 if you wanted, and you could still be fine. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Um, but yeah, I was really excited. It's more Spider-Man, and actually a fan of Miles Morales as a character. So I was ready to go for this one, and I was really stoked to be finding out that it's going to be a launch title. So really juiced on that, and it's here. We played it. We've beaten it. I'm currently on my way to platinuming it. Just got a few more. I think I got like 5 or 6 more trophies,
Yeah.
and then yeah, man. Just for anyone listening or watching on YouTube that hasn't played Spider-Man 2018, obviously heavy spoilers to come for both games. So yeah, spoiler warning. Last one. Get out. Go play the games or watch
Hmm.
if you haven't. Um, Josh, let's hear it. Where are you at with Spider-Man Miles Morales?
Um, initial Okay, actually, first off, just the starting impressions. The first scene in the game when you are, it transitions from Miles in the subway. He's just vibing in the city. You get a look at how good life looks like, and I think that's fake. I don't think New Yorkers are like living like that, but you get a you get a good taste of just the community around Miles, and then he meets up with Spidey Peter Parker,
The OG.
the OG. That whole concept of just having the two Spider-Mans together, that itself, I was like, woo, there's a lot of heat going on right now. But
Yeah.
then the way they transition that fight, and you have Peter and you just fighting side by side, just that whole scene, it was like a giant, like, it was like a symphony. That was like, yo, this is crazy. I was just like, I don't know, it just went from 0 to 100 instantly. And honestly, like ever since that scene, it never like really dropped off for me either. Like it was just like it was a constant like slope up the entire way.
Yeah. I feel that. It was definitely hype from the start, and dude, just alone that whole Rhino sequence, the whole intro of the game, like you said, it almost felt like, especially with fighting Rhino with Peter and everything, like it almost felt unreal to a point, because I'm like, I never thought in all my whole life up until
Mhm.
this moment that we'd be getting a Spider-Man game like this.
Yeah.
Where it's like the universe has already expanded, where Miles is a thing, and you're playing as Miles, and yet like two Spider-Men against like a huge Spider-Man villain. Um, it blew my mind. I was like, this is nuts. And what really helped, a lot of that went into that was the visuals playing on a PlayStation 5, and
Mm-hmm.
like the dual sense too. I imagine everyone playing it, um you're very high off the console and the controller, the dual sense alone, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's just crazy, man. Like everything, it looks so beautiful too. It's stunning. Like obviously there's a whole upres and graphics
Yeah.
from 2018 Spider-Man, but New York looks amazing. Like, dude, the destructible environments, like just specifically when you're like riding Rhino
Hmm.
and like through the mall, um, that scene was crazy
That
dope.
scene was
And
it was so good, bro.
a lot of those kind of scenes in games are like on rails type of things. Like they could be really cringe and cheesy, but that one felt good to me because it's like you're on Rhino and you're doing these little QTEs. Like it just felt nice. It felt very on brand for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Um, and
it didn't
I
feel
just love everything
forced.
about it. Yeah,
Like it was
totally.
like definitely new mechanics, but none of them really felt forced. Or really not even a new mechanic, but like you know what I'm saying.
Insomniac have just been doing such a great job handling the Spider-Man license and the characters, and it really truly does, as like cheesy as it might sound, it sounds like a like very genuine Spider-Man experience. Like it's easy to mess up Spider-Man games. Like we've had a bunch of trash Spider-Man games, but
Hmm.
it's just crazy that they keep coming out with heat like this. And
Yeah,
I didn't expect Miles to be at the end of the day. I didn't expect it to be as good as it turned out being, in my opinion. But like you said, it kept ramping up, and I'm very satisfied with the overall experience. Like like I mentioned, I'm on my way to platinuming it. Like I just want to keep playing, just like 2018 Spider-Man. Uh, I want to keep playing. I love the feeling of swinging.
hmm,
Um, the combat feels, in my opinion, better because those Venom strikes, dude.
yeah.
Um,
The Venom strikes were clapping like when they first from
yeah,
when they
dude.
first introduced it to when they kept introducing more. I was like, yo,
I know. I thought you were only gonna get like one or two, but and then they integrate it with web swinging too, so that you get the air and you get the speed. Like it's just so nice.
yeah. I remember when I saw
Um,
that dash, I was like, woof, that's all I'm
yeah,
gonna be using now.
yeah. No, it's great. The only thing I would say, obviously, is Miles. So he's kind of that's his intro story to being a hero, and he has less gadgets than Peter. Peter
Hmm.
did have a lot of hot gadgets in 2018. Um, so I mean, I found myself just using. There's only four really, but I didn't use all of them. You could definitely get by without him, and I played on the hardest difficulty, so
Yeah.
it's definitely unique. Not that you need gadgets to be Spider-Man, but it's cool. Like Peter does have a bigger arsenal. But yeah, he's still starting out, so I'm really curious, man, to see where they take the sequel, like the next game. Like, are we switching between Miles and Peter, or you know what I mean, or is it just going to be Peter and then maybe every now and then will be Miles? Like
That'd be sick.
it would be, man. It's just there's so many questions
I
and
don't know
so
how
many
they
cool
would.
ideas.
Yeah, there's like it's very definitely set itself up for the next game to be even like even better. Oh my! I just remembered the very end at the very like the reveal at the
Yeah, we'll
end.
get to that.
Oh
We'll get to
my!
that
I
for
just
sure.
but like
Oh my.
yeah, I just bro, I literally just like I just got like it looked like I just got smacked by something when I finally remembered it. But like bro, like the next game, the way they just handle the character, like the love and the attention to like just the character development and the just the way everything's carried in these games, Insomniac really are just like you could really tell that they are just fans of the character himself, like the Spider-Man universe in general, with just how much like
100%
I don't know, just so much
love and
love and
care.
care and
Yeah.
put into it. Like sure, like this game, they did improve on a lot of things, but I don't think necessarily like they made a lot of things like upgrades as in like they brought new a lot of new like mechanics like they brought like the venom strike like we said but
Mhm.
in terms of like
Camouflage.
new stuff yeah camouflage it wasn't like anything crazy
No, and the thing is
innovative
they didn't need to
but yeah that's what
build
I'm
on it that
saying.
much because it was so good in the first one. Like,
Mm,
give or take, like you have the spider sense, which is a good, the Arkham countering and stuff. Like it's great. It's perfect for Spider-Man, but you didn't need to improve on it, excuse me. You didn't need to improve on it. It was fun as is. Like sure,
yeah
people weren't 100% on 2018 Spider-Man's Melee. But I
yeah
didn't mind it. It felt it feels Spider-Man to me.
yeah me too
And I don't know how you could make it better, but it's like they didn't need to improve on it, but they did somehow.
yeah
And with how little it is, it's like when it just comes to Venom strikes and camouflage alone, camouflage, it's just more of like a being stealthy and stuff, sure, like it's not a huge deal. Like that's not new to video games, but the Venom strike, it's just crazy because it gets so like every time you use it, it's like a cinematic shot,
Yeah.
and it's nice chaining the abilities, and it's nothing new either. Like in video games, like
Mhm.
damage, AOE damage, but it's awesome to be. You have this almost similar combat to Spidey, but it's just changed just enough, just spiced up, bro. They put that seasoning on there.
They really did. They really distincted Miles' gameplay from just like regular Spider-Man, like Peter Park.
100%.
Because
And not even just with combat, like with swinging, bro. He has his own movements, his
yeah,
own.
homeboy was half the time that boy just swaying upside down just cause he was like, all right, this
Yeah, dude.
like,
And I don't know if it's because he prefers that
mhm,
personally, or if it's because he's still in like getting used to things. So he's all like, "Well, fuck it, I'm upside down. I gotta recover." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like
just rolls with it.
they have like so much personality into each of them that like it's like so familiar, but it's so different at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah, man. And I don't get how we're getting an origin game after the first game, because the first game isn't an origin. Like he's already been Spider-Man for 8 years.
Mhm.
It doesn't like it doesn't make sense on paper to be like it's continuing the story, but it's an origin. But it does the way they handle it in a
Yeah,
way, because it's like you're a new Spider-Man. But you'd think, like, I don't know, man, it's all handled so well. And Insomniac has just been flexing these last like 2-3 years and to come, hopefully, right?
yeah.
um but yeah, that's I had a great time. What'd you think about the story they told, that Insomniac told for Miles Morales?
That's the best part. It was on like I'm trying to decide. I don't think it does pass the first one for me, but I think it's really
Hmm.
close up to it. Like if we had like a scaling, it would be like just like shy off like maybe like 1 or 3 points. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
in any way bad. If it's really really good, but the impact that the first story had on me, the first game almost made me cry, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
like
feel that.
um I don't know. It was just really, really good. The I can't really talk about why it didn't beat it for me until the very end. Um, but I
Mm-hmm.
will say like it flowed really, really well. Even like going between like the side missions and stuff, and nothing felt like awkward ever. It just really knew how to like either climb or just stay at that point, but like not
Yeah,
like
consistent.
yeah, like it didn't like stay like stagnant too long where it got a little awkward, but it was always just like it felt like it was on rails without being on rails. It was weird, but it was great.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely understand that. um I don't know. I'm kind of with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, when I beat it and I hit credits, I was
Juiced.
again, like I think for this until January at least, I'm gonna be like high off the console a lot in general.
Yeah.
But particularly this is Spider-Man, and it's a quote a new Spider-Man experience. Like I was super high off it when I hit credit. Like you said, it kept the story and the gameplay kept consistency, and it kept that all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there are for sure there are a good amount of hype moments, but there are also like a lot of like touching moments too that I didn't expect from this game.
Mm-hmm.
um like specifically just stuff with his mom, and Finn.
Yeah.
Like they do that good dynamic of Finn being the villain, but you kind of see why she is. She has a good
Yeah.
reason,
Like
right?
they
And it's
justify it for
yeah,
her.
exactly. And it's always at least a good story. You have a good protagonist when. No, I'm not saying she's the best protagonist. I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
like you have a decent, if not a good protagonist, when their intentions, you understand their intentions, right? Like her brother got killed by Roxanne in at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Roxanne, sorry. Um, and that's the whole point of the underground. Even though like the underground just looks like they're getting ready for Cyberpunk
Yeah.
77 cosplay, like whatever, like they're ready for launch day, bro. But like it's cool. Like it's an interesting story. It's very definitely smaller scale than 2018. But when
Mm-hmm.
I rolled credits, I was like super high off the console and off the story and the experience I just played, right? And I was like, lately I've been wrestling, do I like Miles Morales better than 2018 Spider-Man? And at first I kind of did, man. Like, just as crazy as that sounds, like I kind of did
Yeah, I remember you
in
telling us.
terms of, yeah, because I feel like what it does in such a good way is like, dude, it trims the fat of the 2018 Spider-Man game,
Mhm.
not like literally because of length and things to do, but it condenses it in a way of it just condenses everything, and it makes it doesn't need to be as long as 2018,
Yeah.
and I'm glad it wasn't, because otherwise that should be like a full-fledged sequel. But you just get the story they're trying to tell, and it happens, and I feel like it's just as long as it needs to be. um
Yeah, me too. Like, it didn't feel like it jumped from one point to another just for the sake of,
no,
anything.
and it never really dragged. Like, I
Nope.
like the side characters too. um all the performances for the most part, like voice performances, were pretty decent, like if not good. Like, I wasn't like cringed out on anyone. Like, okay. Go into this real quick. Miles, even since the first game, I didn't like Miles's voice.
Yeah.
And starting this one, like, he sounds like super whiny, like with his mannerisms and talking, not with what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, oh my god, like, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Even though that's like over exaggerated, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, Peter,
I
help!
think I
Like,
did.
just
I think I did see a lot of people like it's not that we didn't like the voice, but it's just
no.
like that's the
No,
voice
listen,
y'all
listen. I
gave him.
didn't I didn't like it at first.
Yeah.
It's just very noticeable in the beginning when I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, it's been like 2 years since I heard
His
this
voice.
actor do Miles. But then once you're like playing as him, it definitely goes away. You
Yeah.
forget about it. And there are times where he does sound like more mature. And I just wish he like held the mature like, but he's a kid. I think he's like 16 or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. It makes sense for the story. But I'm just like, bruh, the voice ain't hitting right now in some spots. But
Yeah.
um
It didn't
but yeah,
ever.
no. At the end of the day, it goes away, and it's nice. You forget about it because it's so fun.
Yeah. Like it suits him. It suits him, but it's just like it's like y'all. It's just a little too squeaky sometimes, Like I don't know.
Yeah, and like you said, it fits him sometimes, but when he's wearing his dope like
Suit.
jacket fit with the
Yeah.
Tims, it don't fit him. It does not fit him.
Yeah.
Like, that's when you have to start dropping hey stuff like
Hey,
that.
I'm Spider
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. But other than that, everyone is fine. Like, I think the characters are all likable. Whether it's his like mom or Genki. I like the relationship with Genki. It's just like it's how I imagined their relationship in the comics,
Yeah.
and Ultimate Spider-Man is, and it's a good interpretation. Um, but yeah, going back to everything, at the end of the day, it's so weird. Like, if I had to choose one, I think I'm choosing 2018 Spidey as
Hmm.
far as story goes because of stakes, but I'm choosing Miles for gameplay, even though it's kind of trimmed because the Venom strikes are just too fun, and
Yeah.
that incorporation is really nice. Um,
It was actually
Spidey,
really, really challenging too with the gameplay with because they gave Miles, they gave him like straight up a superpower, like other than being like
yeah,
Spider Man, like a
hmm
offensive power, but the amount of enemies and the amount of like enemy types they have now too, it really did make it some of the fights really hard, especially towards the end. Because I remember I was playing on hard difficulty too, which it still wasn't the hardest game, but like just the enemy types alone, just the way that they swarm you and the way that they flow with each other, it
yeah, and
made
they're
it
different roles,
yeah, it made it really like, oh, if you see one of these guys, you have to like prioritize them first over these, like it really made you like it made you think about
tactical.
the fight more. So it's not like you just hack and slashing mindlessly.
Yeah,
So
because you're not just super OP. Like, you do have to think about it a little bit. You have to be strategic.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, totally, man. I did enjoy the story. It's definitely, I like I said, I'd choosing 2018 Spidey over it because of, like, Peter's my boy. I love Miles too, but Peter's the boy,
Yeah.
and they handle Peter and his story really well. I wasn't really like huge on the Mister Negative stuff, but with the Doc Ock stuff, I'm totally on board for.
Yeah, the Mr.
Um,
Negative stuff's kind of weird. Just a little
yeah,
bit.
they just tried to throw everyone off with that. Like they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is the big bad," but no, it's Doc Ock. But and like my flaw, I know this isn't a 2018 Spidey review, but the thing that really let me down about that game, I love that game. Like that's
Yeah.
to me that's a 10 out of 10, but especially for a Spider-Man game. But something that held it back to me was the lack of you get the Sinister Six, but it's kind of like all shoved at the end, and then it's just one-sided fights, one-time fights. It's not like you're fighting Rhino, Scorpion, and Vulture threat. They don't build to it. It's just kind of like, okay, we broke like Mister or no, Doc Ock breaks him out, and now you're the Sinister Six. It's like there's no serious like thing about it. Um, it doesn't build to it. It's just kind of like Doc Ock's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna break everyone out, but also we're all gonna beat your ass. But I don't know.
We
And I
haven't
wish
played it in a
the
minute.
story focused more on that being like the Sinister Six, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm wording coming across that right, but it's
Yeah, you just wanted it to flow a little better than just being shoved at the end and you're like, all right, here's your
it's
villain.
just kind of tacked on, like they checked a box because at the end of the day, the big bad is Doc Ock. It's not you're fighting the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Just you happen to be fighting the Sinister Six at the end for like a sequence.
You just wanted
So
more relevancy in like their
exactly,
acts.
because the whole yeah. But anyways, that's the only thing that held it back for me. Love the Doc Ock stuff. That was super emotional, especially like the Aunt May stuff and everything. But rest your soul. But this is just such a great Miles is just such a great return to form, and it takes a lot of things from Spider-Man 2018 and improves it when it didn't need to, and then it's a short, more condensed experience. So I think there's a lot less room for not error, but there's a lot less room for like a lull, like boring.
Yeah.
It just keeps things going, and I like the dynamics they put Miles in, and I'm fine with Peter leaving the country to give you this story, and
I wonder if Peter leaving the country is gonna be where the second one starts, or if it's gonna just be right after that with Miles and
I think it's got to be after because I
yeah.
think out of the country, Peter didn't bring the suit, so it's just more of a. I think Mary Jane and
Oh
Silver
wait.
Sable.
When Peter left the country, that was or yeah, that was for so he could join the Avengers for the Avengers event coming out on.
Oh, 100%. You called it
Yeah,
right. You heard it here first.
that's what
All
it's gonna be
right,
for.
for sure. But I don't. I just need to say that I don't know how they keep coming up with good Miles stories to tell because my favorite Miles story, this is kind of going to be a hot take, but might not be a hot take, is the Spider-Verse Miles Morales story. Like that movie's so hot, like alone. And a lot of people like the movie, but they're not fans of like how Miles became Spider-Man in that movie. I don't know, just some
What?
things I've read into. Yeah, but that movie's too good.
That
And
movie's fire.
I know that's my favorite interpretation of
Damn.
Miles. And the way they did this one, I didn't expect it to live up to that. I still like the Spider Verse one more, but this is I just don't know how they keep making good Miles stories because this is a good one, and it's fresh because usually spoiler alert to like comics and stuff, but usually like 9 times out of 10, Uncle Aaron slash the Prowler ends up dying, and that's his Uncle Ben moment, but he didn't in this one, which is a nice change of pace, and Uncle Aaron's more like he's kind of in the background of this one. I expected him to be more involved because of he's a huge part of Miles's story outside of this game, but he was handled like pretty decent in my opinion. I like what they did with him. I like the making beats and stuff with the dad and um, just little touches like that. It just felt so unique. So I'm just shouting it out for that because they keep making these good Miles stories. Like I don't know a bad Miles Morales
Yeah.
story so far. And all I know is the comic Spider Verse and this one, and so far they're just all hot. I don't know how they keep doing it. He's just a good
I think
character.
yeah, I think that just goes to him being such a lovable and likable character.
Yeah, man. I don't know unless you have any other touches on the story, we could get into the end and like just talk about the shit happens in the end.
The only thing that for me that kept the story from being I think it was like what you were saying a second ago too with the what was the six called again? Like their syndicate
Sinister Six.
Sinister Six. Like one thing that kept me from like really enjoying Miles was that like there was only it felt super linear with the story, as in like you only really your only problem was the one in front of you, which was just trying to figure out what the underground was doing and with rocks on and all that. Which for me kind of took away from the overall story of having Spider-Man, with the world full of different villains and stuff. Um, just
But you
because,
get Rhino.
yeah, we got Rhino, but like, and then at the very end, like if you did all like the training simulators, you get like a little like mini
Yeah, the
vulture
Vulture.
fight. Um,
Hmm.
so for me, the only thing the story was missing, which is kind of weird, was just the side contenty stuff. Where with like fight
Hmm.
like because I swear there was the side missions too. I think it was just Kingpin. I think Kingpin was supposed to be that guy. But they were like
Yeah.
talking about like this boss that was going
Yep.
around and killing people
Running
and
things from the raft and getting things when he's ready.
yeah, and I thought that was gonna be like a whole different villain and stuff like that. Like,
Me
I
too.
thought it
I
was
did
gonna be
too.
like some reveal or something, but then it just showed up being Kingpin, who got towards the end also just implemented into the main storyline. So then I was like, oh,
Hmm.
so, and then also they just never give you more quests for it. So for me, like the side concept felt very dry, as in
Missed opportunity.
yeah, just like a missed opportunity. Just throw one more baddie in there, just to just throw
Spice it up.
around. Um,
See, I kind of, I'm
but
with you. Go ahead.
but um, it also makes sense because Miles is a new Spider-Man, and technically he's not gonna be trying to like handle
Square
every
up.
villain at once. Compared to
Yeah, he's
like
just squaring up to
yeah,
everyone.
like homie still he just got his super power like the electric
Yeah.
powers, so he's like yo I don't even homie came out like Deku in My Hero Academia. If he throws that Venom punch out, he gonna blast his whole arm. Um,
Miles just dropped, bro.
yeah. So like he's just trying to test the waters, which that's what it kind of felt like with the story. He's just something light for this new Spidey. Which that's the only thing that kept it from because like I want to give this game like I want it to be better than 2018, but that's what held me back from making it better than 2018. Is just I felt like it was just there was like enough on Miles' plate in terms of character development, but for me I wanted Miles to tackle more, but I feel like that's like asking too much.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
I don't
And
know.
like I said, like I definitely see where you're at, and I feel you on that. I just feel like it's just what it needed to be in terms of story and stakes and stuff. Like
Yeah,
having this one thing to focus on, like that's fine because you already know they're saving everything
for
for
the
the
next one,
sequel.
yeah.
Yeah, in
So
this
that's what
one,
I'm not
like
tripping about it.
yeah, exactly. Like they could have definitely thrown in like one more like cool, unique Spidey villain. It would have been fun. Like maybe let's see, like I don't know who you'd want to include that wouldn't be OP because that's like we haven't seen Sandman yet.
That's what I'm saying though.
Um,
Like I thought about it, I was like, I don't think he could handle any of the other guys. So,
without Peter,
yeah,
yeah.
so
So
it's
it's
like
like
it makes sense, but at the same time, just for content wise, I kind of just I wanted one more guy at the end to just let me fight, but
yeah,
I'm
if not
okay
like
with
a
waiting.
side
Yeah,
because like there's this I don't know if you saw, but if you do all the underground things, like there's a little nod to Tombstone, which is a Spidey villain. And he's just kind of like a
didn't we body him in the first one?
in the first one, yeah, but he's still running things. Like
Damn,
I don't know, he's probably going to be involved in the second one too, but
probably.
not like as a huge one, but probably as a side story again. But um, if you just gave him side characters that Miles probably can handle, like
Yeah, like I
at
think
least
he could
one more.
handle
I feel yeah,
Tombstone.
I would love one more, but if I feel like if we did that, because we get Rhino and how they use Rhino's fine to me,
Yeah,
like because Roxxon wouldn't have been as big as of a thing as it was without Rhino to me. Like with that story stuff, the only other thing memorable about Roxxon was Troy Baker. Like that was him, right?
mm,
Like God, you gotta love hearing him. But
yeah, that's the boy.
other than that, it ain't that hot, and it's just red armor dudes. Like um,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
like there was no actual
incorporating
threat.
Rhino, yeah. It would have been cool to see like a C grade tier, a C tier villain from Spidey. But again, I'm like, I don't know, like Hydro Man, something like Miles can take, but just make it a side quest or something. I don't know, man. Like I actually liked the Kingpin thing. I was really expecting someone new from this universe
Hmm.
that we haven't seen yet, but I like how they incorporated it. And actually, like when he threatens Miles and stuff, like
Yeah,
it
that's like
actually got
set
to me.
up
Like
for
it
the
got me
second game
scared for
still
him
though.
because Kingpin, you don't fuck around with Kingpin.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna kill you.
dude, I'm telling you, I think next game he's gonna
Body his uncle.
either that or like Genki or his mom or something, dude. Like,
No, they
because
can't.
Miles is
They
not
gotta
safe
stop
anymore.
taking the moms away, bro.
I know, but Miles ain't safe anymore, bro. Like,
Yeah, he
Kingpin's
definitely
not
ain't
gonna
safe.
stop until he figures out someone he could have hold of for Miles because he pissed him off. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm telling you, this shit's gonna get hectic in the
And then
second game, bro.
yo,
And
bro,
that's even Miles alone. But think about
let's
what we
lead
get
it.
at
Yeah,
the
lead into
end,
that,
dude. The post
bro.
credits, like just mirroring the post credits of Spider-Man 2018, bro. We're talking 4K Norman Osborn. We're talking point of view POV of Harry Osborn waking his ass up with the symbiote. We talking Kirk Connors, aka the Lizard, working with him. Like, bro, and he's like, I forgot what Norman says. He's like, he's been sleeping for long enough. Like, I want him like wake him up now. Like, bro, they
Yeah,
getting ready.
yeah. Like they mobilizing for the next game about to be like just straight chaos on the streets.
I just want to know what the dynamic is between Spider-Man's villains in this universe because it's like you already know Lizard has been a thing
Hmm.
in Spider-Man's life, but it's like, is Norman making Lizard work for him, or is it like a mutual interest kind of thing? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, because they don't really
he's
touch
already
it.
getting. I guess Green Goblin isn't a thing yet
No.
until the second game, but
Yeah,
like Kirk Connors is
they didn't announce any Green Goblin like antics in the first one, did they? The 2018.
no because you just see the prototype armor and like the glider,
Oh
or
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I actually don't even think I don't remember if you see no you see a
Yeah.
glide there's a glider and the bombs so like there's no he hasn't been an enemy yet,
The,
which is super interesting,
yeah, you they
bro. Like
don't
just
like
imagine.
allude to it at all.
No, like
And
you have to be like looking for it.
yeah, I remember like it was just like an extra thing. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. But like they didn't
Yeah,
like
which is dope.
yeah, that was like I remember seeing that. I was like, are we getting that in this game? But it makes sense now.
Dude, I know because I remember when they showed Norman being a part of the first game. I'm like, oh fuck, we gonna get a Green Goblin fight somewhere, or he's already been one and like maybe he's clean or something. But I don't know, dude. The
So then it
second
would make
game,
sense that Goblin isn't even a thing yet.
what doesn't make what makes sense?
No, it makes sense that because didn't you ask a second ago like if Goblin has already been a thing in the town or, but that with 2018 what happened there since when we first saw it as Peter he didn't even think anything of it. He's just like oh he didn't really
Yeah,
comment on it so
no, like I don't mean like I know he's not Goblin hasn't been a thing in the universe.
oh
I'm just saying like, but also Peter hasn't even seen the prototypes. That you're playing as MJ when you see all that shit. So it's like
oh
Peter doesn't even know the bombs or the mask or a thing or a
mm,
thing. And you know
mm.
MJ's probably like over her head because that's not part of her mission right then. And she doesn't know what she's looking at.
Yeah,
So, but dude, it's just what the fuck are we getting into for the second game? Like we're gonna
that's
get
fire, that's
potentially
fire.
Green Goblin, yeah, Green Goblin, Venom, and Lizard alone, but with just Green Goblin and Venom alone.
I think
That's
I think they're gonna bring back Kingpin too just because the
oh they for sure
Miles
are.
like yeah Miles alluded to all that and then on bro, oh my god. Next game gonna be
Dude, what
wild. Hold up.
we are, but it's gonna be wild. But think about I've been thinking about this. It's like if we're getting Venom and Green Gobby, Norman or not Norman, Doc Ock's already in the raft, and they're not gonna pull another Sinister Six card. I imagine like Venom's gonna be a good part of what you're gonna be dealing with, and
Mhm.
then Green Gobby's gonna be stepping in as the big bad. But what I just don't know where they're gonna go because there's no way they're gonna two part the second game as in like oh the third game you're gonna keep fighting him. It's like what are we only getting two Spider-Man main story games? You know what I mean? Because like where are you gonna go after Green Goblin and Venom?
Sandman? I don't know. Did Sandman ever really pose a
He's
threat?
referenced. He's been in the world, but he's and Sandman is a threat, but he's not. I don't. He's not like a big bad.
Yeah, as I
If
was
anything,
saying,
it would be cool to be like fight him as a boss. But
he's
what
not
are we
like
gonna do post Spider-Man 2? Like, are we only getting two? I would be fine with that. I just want to know is that their game plan? Because dude, they're pulling out all the cards. Like, we're gonna get a fucking
no,
symbiote
dude.
suit.
That's what.
We're gonna get
Oh,
yeah, dude. I don't even know how that's gonna work with Miles being involved. Like, is Peter gonna get kind of bad influences from the symbiote, and Miles gonna have to step in?
when does the whole
Like,
Carnage arc come in?
holy shit! Yeah, I didn't even think about Carnage. I don't even. That would be nuts if we get Venom and Carnage in
Bro.
that game. Like,
Oh, what if we got a Carnage Venom fight? Oh, that'd be so fire.
bro, I just don't know. I know Insomniac's gonna nail it. I just know I couldn't nail it, and I don't know how they're
Yeah,
gonna.
we just our brain can't even fathom how they're gonna handle the next one.
Insane, dude. Like, just finishing Miles to get that little two
Clip at the
minute
end?
tidbit is worth it
Yeah.
alone.
Oh my. I didn't even think about all that. Oh my god, that's the real reason you get that game. Is just that ending, honestly.
No, dead ass.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where it could go, but I just know it's gonna get wild.
Maybe they are doing that because, like, I mean, they have to have a. There is obviously a point, like, like if you could just drag it out too long. So maybe it'll just end up either
Two and
two,
a half
maybe.
games.
Yeah, maybe. I want them to
Because
go
Miles
three
is the
though.
half game, so it's like you get 2 games plus Miles Morales. Like that, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Um, who is the other villain? The one that Andrew Garfield fought in what's his name?
Electro.
Is he like? You think they'll maybe throw him in? He's not
I
big
mean,
bag though,
we
right?
saw him in 2018 Spidey.
We
He's
did.
not like, yeah, he's not like huge, but
Oh wait, yeah, we did. Never
we did
mind.
fight him.
I
So
forgot.
he's just not blue.
Yeah, I haven't played that game since like whatever its initial year was.
But yeah,
2018.
I just don't know what they're setting up for the story. I could see it going like this though. Like, we all finna cry because Peter finna die, and then Miles is gonna be the only Spider-Man.
Peter ain't gonna. Peter gonna get his jutsu closed up, but I don't know if he gonna. Nah, it'd be easier to kill him. Never mind, he gonna die.
I think, yeah, we all gonna cry, and then like, because I think he'll leave the door open for like
Avengers stuff.
technically Spider-Man 3 being like it's not Spider-Man, it is Spider-Man. It's just like it's a Miles is taking over, and then Miles is the only Spider-Man. He takes it from there. But
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. I don't even know if I want that. I don't want Peter to go.
I don't want Peter to go either.
Bro, talking on Peter right now, like at first when they changed his facial model,
I like the new
I
one.
was like, yo, that's pretty dope. Like, it looks like a Peter Parker to me, but dude, I think I like the OG Peter Parker better, like the
Maybe I
face
haven't
model.
seen the
Like,
OG. Like in, I haven't seen the OG in a long time, so I don't know. But I like the new ones a lot.
the new one works. It's cool. It's just like I'm used to the other one. It's like we've only had that one for 2 years for one game. And it's like you better change up his face. I don't know. That's just a little thing, but I don't know if there's nothing else you want to touch on the story. We could go to like some things that you weren't too stoked on in the game before we wrap it up.
2018 Spider-Man just looked like Andrew Garfield. Look, they just changed it
Don't
from
say that.
Andrew Garfield to what's it? Holland, Tom Holland.
Tom
There you go.
Holland. They
But
Loki did.
but for as far as like negatives, what I was trying to allude to in the beginning, it wasn't even that big and low key that like what I said about the story missing like the villain and stuff. But
It's
pretty
like a personal.
yeah, it's personal. But when it came down to it, my I guess my only gripe would be that it felt like for a $60 game, it was missing content. Even though that's my biggest part is that um, it was advertised as going to be like, oh, it's not going to be sold as full price. I thought it was going to be
Let me
like,
stop you right there. Let me
yeah,
stop you right there,
stop
Turbo.
me,
Turbo.
stop me,
This
stop me.
ain't this ain't $60. This is $40, fam.
I thought it was
This is
60.
a $40
Oh,
game,
it's 40. I
and
swear it was 60.
oh wait,
Bro.
actually no, I'm tripping. I think it's 50, and on PS4, 50 it's PS5, and then PS4 it's 40. And then if you get the Ultimate Edition, which includes Spider-Man Remastered, it's $70 game. So I think it's 50.
50.
but technically on PS4 it's a $40 game. So it's okay. I'm kind of wrong too. You continue. I'm sorry.
You good? So I guess I'll judge it as a $40. See, then like knowing that now, it's not even that big of a problem then to me, because I don't know, for some reason I thought I bought this game for $60. I don't know, maybe I'm just bugging lately. Um, so I was like, so my mind with that mindset the whole time was like, because technically $60, that's a normal game price. So this $70 thing that's not new. That's still new to me. I don't think it's gonna catch on. But
I don't think it's gonna catch on. I think they're gonna keep with it, unfortunately,
I
because
think
they
so
have
too.
to. Um, but I just need to say that $70 games, that shit do hurt. Like it's not like for some reason I could drop 60 on a game and be fine because I'm used to it. But $70, that shit hurts, bro.
Yeah, it just feel like 100 for some reason every time you drop it. But
Yeah, dude.
but see, so my mindset of going into paying this game for $60, I felt like I was shortcoming.
50.
Um, yeah, no, now that I know it's 50 or technically 40, so I'm judging on the PS4 price still, just because this
Yeah,
game was technically made to ran. It was made for
run both.
PS4, and it just kind of
Mm.
got accessibility features for PS5 with the RTX. Oh, that's one thing we didn't talk about, RTX, which I feel like it don't need to be said too much about it, but the RTX really did
Nice
make
touch.
it made the game shine, bro.
Yeah, that's the only way I play, dude.
Yep, I didn't care about them frames at that point, but
Especially when I play with the Spider-Verse skin where you're behind a frame.
yeah. So my only gripe would be, from my mind, I was judging it from a $60 standpoint. Like there's no content
Hmm.
like anywhere near the amount of content compared to 2018. But for $40, I think it's still worth the content, honestly. If more,
I for sure think that it's a $40 experience. You're getting more than you're paying for, and I think for
yeah,
$50 feels right to me.
yeah, 50, yeah, 50
That's
feels
that's
right.
just personal. It feels right. Like 60, I could kind of agree with you, but being a Spider-Man fanboy, 60 is still nothing to me
Yeah,
for this experience. Um, but I definitely hear your points, and I'm definitely with you on it. Definitely agree. I think at the end of the day, I definitely worth the play if you're
100%.
into Spider-Man even a little bit, um, and have a PS5 or a PS4. Just if you're not tripping, depending on when you want to play. But I definitely think it's worth the buy. Um, and I think as far as gripes on my end, dude,
I don't really have anything other than the
I don't
price.
I don't have too much, and I know I'm kind of biased personally, but fuck, man, I'm trying to think.
I don't. I mean, there wasn't really gripes to begin with in the actual game though.
Yeah, like it's not a perfect game, but there's nothing that like stood out like Ghost of Tsushima. There's nothing that like stood out to me as like, oh, that's kind of annoying or like that's
Yeah,
a weird choice. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm still playing it.
yeah.
So
My
I'm gonna
only
leave it at
gripe would
that.
be
I think
that
it's good.
I want. See, I didn't complete all the side stuff though, so I don't know. Like, say, like get everything if something happens, or like if it adds to the whole
Usually
experience.
it does. Yes and no. Because dude, what Insomniac is so good at from 2018 and this game, when you're doing side missions, and even when you're not doing side missions,
Mm,
when you're swinging around, just the writing and the talking in between with characters is just so good to me. Um, that alone adds to the story every time. I
yeah,
definitely you want to pay attention to that stuff because there's little hints and nods to things. Nothing too game breaking or crazy, but it's good. It's really well done
yeah.
and handled with care, like the J. Jonah Jameson stuff. And
I see. I wish I could
um,
get more of those, but I just be getting to my destinations too fast, and it cuts them off.
yeah.
So like,
And then side mission wise, like if you beat every main side mission, sometimes more than likely there's a bonus objective that will
uh
add to it. It's nothing too crazy, but you do get a little something. Um, I think the best one was the training simulator ones, the vulture thing at the end, like Peter's first villain. Like that was really cool. I actually really like that addition.
yeah, that was really, I like that a lot.
And there's another one, like your mom gives you postcard scavenger hunt. There's only 8 of them, and it's a nice little heartwarming family moment at the end when you wrap that up. I highly recommend doing that
Oh,
because you get
I didn't
you
know
get
that.
yeah, it's a
Wait,
nice, it's very touching. It's very, I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's very well handled, handled well.
The one I was working on was the uncle's.
Yeah, the beats.
Yeah, I got. I think I only have like 3 more left, but I didn't do it yet.
That one's okay.
Was there like
It's
something
not bad.
at the end of that one too?
It's you get a reward. You don't
Okay.
get like an extra mission, but you get a suit.
Oh, it's that power
Um,
suit then, yeah.
mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think
Oh,
it's all
yeah.
good content.
Yeah, I was just wondering like if finishing the side content actually like, at the end if it like gave you a little bit extra too.
No, you get what really happened. You get the answer to what really happened at the end of
One
uh
2018.
no of fucking Arkham Knight.
Oh, no. Okay,
I'm
kind
teasing,
of.
bro.
Like, hey, maybe
I'm
I
te-
did want that, but that's not exactly. Like, I just wanted to know, like, if doing the content would actually, like, say if I just did the main storyline and the game is a base 9 with the story, with the side end content, like,
Oh no
okay, or
no.
like even like an 8, not maybe not a
Well,
9.
yes and no. It's not like crazy, but I like those things. If you like little like touching heart, it's not like
Yeah,
villain related. It's like I think it adds to it for sure
yeah. Just
if you do
like,
it.
does it add to the characters? What I'm trying to say, you know?
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Okay.
I think so. But yeah, and if you beat all of them, you unlock like a download code for
But
The Dark Knight 3 or 4
all right.
after what happened by Christopher Nolan. So it's
Whoa.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. After he gets the Batcave, and then you find out what's after that.
That's fire. That's
I
crazy.
like that ending though, bro. I want to know Christopher Nolan what happened. Was it a dream?
The answer was no.
Whatever, bro. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Any closing thoughts, Josh?
I swear I had one, but I can't remember it. So, no, I don't think I do. I don't think it'll come up until like Cyberpunk's episode.
Should people, should
100%.
video game people play this game?
Especially right now, if you bought a PS5, you got like 3
Yeah.
options. Honestly,
If you bought a PS5, you probably have Miles Morales by now. But if you're on the fence, or if you're on PS4 still and you're waiting for that next gen jump, you don't need to wait. You don't need to play it on PS5, but for sure play it.
yeah.
Anything else, buddy?
No, I'm good. That's it.
All right. Last time announcement for the giveaway. Last final warning for the giveaway. 2 copies of Cyberpunk. Winner will be announced December 9th via Instagram. All you have to do, follow us on Instagram at Hot Drops Pod. You must be following us. Like the episode 11 post and tag a friend or family member. We'll be, again, final time, picking the winner December 9th, the day before the game launches, so that you can enjoy Cyberpunk with all of us and probably explode, because we've been waiting for that game for what feels like forever. The next episode I believe we're planning is we're going to do another movie review. We'll keep that one under wraps until that one's out. And until then, Josh, final words.
Bug Snacks was 8 out of 10.
And that's been Hot Drops episode 11. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.